third team you wanted to do a deep dive on, the Nashville Predators.
I was waiting for this team.
So
waiting for these guys.
So let's discuss the Preds.
So let's just disclose to fans, the Predators have been hella injured this year.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's the biggest problem. I know we're gonna discuss a little more, but I think that's their biggest issue. Ellis and Konkin just got put on IR, and Ellis is one of the top guys.
Saros just left tonight's game with an injury.
There you go. Like, it's kind of like what happened to the Ducks a few years ago, 2018-19. They were the most injured team in the NHL by like a landslide. They lost, I don't remember the exact number, but it was a lot of games, like due to injuries, and albeit 75 of those were Ryan Kessler's. But anyways, it's a whole, the Predators are so injured this year, and it just sucks when you don't have your full team.
But even if so obviously their defense is pretty good with Ellis, Ekholm, Yossi. Obviously, those guys are uber talented.
Yes.
Where's the scoring coming from? So that's kind of just been my gripe or whatever the word is with the Predators, where they have never had a good goal scorer. I mean, Forsberg is fine, but he's not someone that you build your team around.
No, Forsberg's a good second or third best forward on a team.
If you're trying to make the playoffs or go to the cup with Forsberg, as your best forward, it's not happening.
He reminds me kind of like Phil Kessel in a way, to what the Penguins had in 16-17. He's kind of like that third piece that's gonna produce a lot. He'll be a great piece as a third guy. Their trigger man on a power play, but he can't be the guy. He's their leading scorer. He has 19 points this year, which isn't that impressive to me, at least.
Because, I don't hit okay, so here's where I'm going with this. So the Preds are obviously tied up in cap space.
Yes, a lot.
They don't have a lot of money to spend. Their best prospect is Askarov?
Yeah. I'd say Askarov, or there was another. I would say Tolvanen, but he's not really a prospect anymore.
He's not really. That's kind of what I was thinking. He's not really.
But he's gotten good. He's got a few goals in the last few games.
I mean, but as you said, so if you're Nashville, I think your goal with Nashville should be to trade. You probably are looking at trades, maybe not Yossi, but you're looking at trades for Ekholm. I think you're looking at trades. I know Ellis is injured, but you're looking at deals for Ellis. You might be looking at. I think if you're Nashville, your only untouchable on Nashville should be Yossi
and Forsberg.
I would listen to deals on Forsberg. I would listen to see what people have to say on Forsberg, because I think Forsberg could get a lot of attention being the top goal scorer, obviously.
Yeah.
So and that's why I just think with Nashville, Nashville more than Buffalo. This is a teardown. Nashville's a teardown. You got to start over in Nashville.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Especially with Rinne getting older, and it's. Yeah.
Saros is not a full-time starter.
He's at best he's a platoon starter. Yes. Flip him. Yeah, he's like a 1-8. He's nothing special. I'm with you there for sure. They're saying Askarov's their top prospect. Philip Tomasino, also top prospect. Tomasino was pretty damn good in the World Juniors.
He wasn't bad in juniors. I'll give him that.
Otherwise, nothing special out of Nashville prospects wise.
So that's why I think with Nashville it's a teardown. And we saw in the World Juniors, Askarov was the biggest fucking wild card of any player in the World Juniors.
Okay, we talked about it before. That's just a maturity and age thing. He'll eventually calm that down. He's like Jonathan Quick. I think the comparable is really good. He's so athletic and flexible, but he is a little crazy at times. Once he settles that down, he'll be like Jonathan Quick in his prime.
Okay. All right. So we both agree tear down for Nashville.
Yes. Oh, 100. Yeah. I think, again, remember they went to the Cup 2017 and they had really, really good teams. for that time. It just happens. It's like flows, right? You know, teams flow, and it just
Yeah, you know who they're missing is PK Subban.
You know, yeah. I think they kind of are. He was like, you know, Piki Subban gets all kinds of crap for being overrated, but I think he was a big part of that team, and people don't talk about that.
The swagger. Like, there's no swagger on this team.
Yeah.
And I remember, this isn't necessarily about the Predators. I remember posting something on SYP about how Subban was a beauty, and I must have got like 6 people DMing me, just like, what the fuck are you talking? Subban is not a beauty. This guy sucks. This guy blows. It's just like, I mean, he's all right. He's definitely not as good as he has been in years, but he's still pretty good.
He was his best in Montreal.
Yeah.
I think he tries to do too much. And I think on a team like Nashville, he was so effective because he wasn't like the guy, but he could play like the guy. And there would be guys, you know, Ekholm, Yossi, Ellis, that could back him up and be like, okay. Speaking of Nashville, holy have they had some good defensemen.
Okay, yes, but this franchise has had like tremendous D-men play for them. But where, like, you need to score some goals.
True.
Like I don't know how to say it. You can't be a baseball team that has 5 aces but can't get a hit if your life depends on it.
Yeah,
you
true.
You gotta score. You gotta score.
Gotta score. Absolutely. And I think the fact that David Legwand is the Nashville Predators leading scorer is saying something, and that's just.
Yikes! They need to go get a goal scorer. I don't know who they need to go and get. Maybe Jack Eichel to Nashville.
I was gonna say maybe Jack Eichel's the option.
That would be perfect. I don't think Nashville would do it, but I mean, Nashville actually might be a team who would do like the Skinner and Eichel.
I have a trade proposal here for you.
All right, let me hear it.
So Eichel and Skinner for Duchesne, Forsberg, Duchesne, Forsberg, Saros, and 2 draft picks, first or second round.
Oh,
for both those guys. That's like a franchise altering trade right there.
So just repeat that again. So Jack Eichel and Jeff Skinner.
Eichel and Skinner.
Yes.
For one of Duchesne or Johansson, Forsberg, UC Saros, and 2 draft picks, either both first round, both second round, or one of each. What's the move?
That's a fucking good trade. I mean,
it's a good trade. And also, Buffalo gets a goalie.
I was gonna say that's a better trade for Buffalo than it is for Nashville.
Depends who you ask. But think about this: in a few years, Ascarov's going to come out of and hopefully.
Well, I was going to say they just need draft picks. Like if you're Nashville and you do that trade, you need to tell Eichel we are rebuilding. You're going to be good because we don't have many pieces outside of you. But we'll add pieces like Tomasino's coming and all of those guys, and you just say like wait patiently for like a couple years, and we'll be.
Well, not even necessarily. If you throw Eichel and Skinner in that lineup, they're automatically a better offensive team, and with their defensive depth and their ability to produce defense prospect, and then with Askarov coming in a few years, like
you're now convincing me of that trade. I like that trade.
There you go.
That's a great way to end on Nashville.